Hey everybody, welcome to the Lasting Tales Battle Report. I'm back with the demo rules for Lasting Tales from Blacklist Games. It is a solo and cooperative miniature game for 1 to 5 players. You can check out the first look game up in the cards up there. And we're going to do the second playthrough right now. This book is by Mark Latham of the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms and a bunch of other projects. He's worked on tons of different rules and is sort of an adventure game where you create characters, heroes, have adventures, and run through bespoke missions. So if you want to see the core mechanics in play, go to the previous game that I played and ran through. You'll get an in-depth description of how the rules and stuff work. In this one, I'm going to set it up, try 3 new heroes, and just get this underway. So here's our 3 heroes going back to the Village of the Damned. We got Alessa Moirith, the Elf Wizard. We got Fail Stoneley. Don't name a hero Fail. People are just going to heal Fail all the time. And then Creeves the Unfallen, the Human Barbarian. This is pretty great. She's an Elf Wizard. She's 6 plus 2d3 speed. So you'll notice that just makes her more reliable. She doesn't get the fast speed all the time, but she doesn't get the low speed as often either, which is interesting, having a 2d3 for your secondary speed. She's melee 3, range 4. She's an elf, obviously. Agility 4, elf. Defense 2, though, kind of squishy. Intelligence 4 as a wizard. 6 health, 5 fate. No strength or resistance bonus, and no armor bonus, because her defensive 2 means she doesn't naturally shrug off damage, so she's kind of easy to hurt. She has a staff with D3 plus 1 damage. It does a defensive weapon, which is neat. It means that she can defend attacks and reduce damage by it. And then a dagger. Spellcaster, she can cast a spell as an action. She has 3 power, and then she has 2 cantrips. They actually don't cost power, and you can do them all the time. Target model must be within 6 to pass a will test or gain slowed. Target model must be within 6 to pick, and must take a will test. If failed, the caster must move or may move that model. And then Magic Dart, it's 1 or more power. Remember, she replenishes 1 every turn to cast, and that's going to be a direct damage with a range of 12. Damage D3 plus 1, it boosts 2. So for each power point spent in boosting, it adds an additional D3 damage to a maximum of 3d3 plus 1. So pretty sweet. Magic Dart, she throws fireballs, basically. And if she wants to jack it up high, then she can throw... She could do 4... or 3 like power 2 ones each, like for like the first couple turns. Just save it up for like 1 big blast. Then we've got Fail Stoneley, the half-orc ranger. He is range 4, strength 4. Ranger class giving him the range boost, and then strength 4 because he's an orc. He's got strength plus 1 bonus. He actually does a lot of damage with his hand weapon. He's good in melee. 7 health, 6 plus d6 speed, 4 fate. And he's a Pathfinder. He treats all woodland difficult terrain as open. That's pretty cool. And Fail may make a free move before the start of the first round because he's a ranger. And then his bow, short range is 8 inches, long range is 18, d6 damage, and light armor. Creeves the Unfallen, Human Barbarian, speed 6 plus d6, melee 4, strength 4, plus 1 to damage. Intelligence 2, though, health 8, fate 5, and then she's strength plus 1, resistance plus 1. She's not wearing any armor. And she has 2 one-handed weapons. And then she has adaptability because she's a human. She can gain advantage. Rage, if this model engages an enemy after moving more than 6 inches, so she runs, it may choose to gain an extra D3 strength to any melee attack this activation. However, once the attack is complete, this model suffers disadvantage on all their tests for the end of the round. So basically, if she charges, she can take D3, she adds D3 to her damage bonus, basically. She's at disadvantage for the rest of the round, which is crazy. Single attack, though, so she wants to do it on her second swing with her axe. The Village of the Damned is set up again. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 clues on these 4 buildings. They arrive in town. And calling for help after a long and weary journey, they're met with silence. Something is terribly wrong in this village. So this mission starts with 3 skeletons and 3 banshees, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the spawn points. First look, I used like the trick to using a d12. I'm just gonna roll d12s this time for these guys. So 1 banshee over here, 1 banshee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7's over here. 8, 9's over here. Skeletons. 1 is in this corner. And then 2, 3 is on this side over here. 4 and 5, 6 is right here. So skeletons everywhere. The sun goes down on turn 7. Our graveyards and spawn pools are over here for when bad guys show up. And an unexpected event will happen during the start of the event phase on a 1 each round. 1, we need to start investigating, try and get these markers off because we want to try and find the evil grave before the sun goes down because we get an advantage on all our tests then. Less worried about banshees than anything else, so let's do some moving and shooting, I think. We'll start with the wizard. She's going to walk 6 over here, and then she's going to spend a power to throw a fireball over here. These is her power. She has 3 right now. She's going to spend 1. And it is a normal range test, 12-inch range, so it's normal. Needs a 10 plus. Her intelligence a 4, and if she gets a critical, she gets a power back. And she gets a critical and hits, so she gets her power back. Sweet. E3 plus 1 damage. It's gonna be 3 damage. It'll kill him if his armor doesn't save him. So he has 2 points of armor on a 5 plus. They'll shrug a point. They shrug 1, so he's got 1 health left. Fail's gonna do much the same. He's gonna take a walk, going 6 this way. That way you can see this Banshee. Fires bow, long range, outside of 8, which means it's going to be on 12. It'll be hard, and not obscured though, because she's not touching the cover or behind it. And he'll hit. Oh my gosh, not a super big hit, but it's a D6 damage bow. That'll be 4 damage, -1 because of his resistance, and -1 because ethereal, and it's not a magic bow. I forgot to mention, she has elven bread when she, because she's elf only, when she takes a breath, she heals D3 damage. The Barbarian's going to have an ancestral weapon again on one of her 2 axes, and then the Orc is going to have a lucky charm. This model may choose to gain advantage on any fate test, but if it's failed, the item is lost. It's just the Barbarian left. She's just going to run. She's going to go 11, and she's going to go hide next to, I think, this one. Yeah. And just be out of line of sight, because then the Banshee has to come to her. End phase of round 1. Do we get an event? We don't. Starting with the closest models, this skeleton's going to run towards the elf and go 9, so plus an inch. Ends up right there. Almost slightly on fire, slightly singed. Heading right through the woods for the Banshee. And she will be with an 8, so she will shriek at the Orc. So a normal roll, needs a 7, gets it, and that's going to be D6 plus, D6 versus his willpower, which is 3. 1 damage. Then it's going to be this Banshee, also heading 6, floating through the terrain because of ethereal. Are we with an 8? Yep, just. So on a 7, screaming as well. Hits. Oh, he has to make a willpower test, actually. Or a morale check, rather. And then D6 damage. That'll be another 2. So 2 will tests. Or he's going to start to panic. So first will test. Fails. Second will test. Passes. Just shaken. If he fails another one, he'll panic, and we roll D6 to see what happens. His activation, he'll make another check, and if he fails it, he'll become panicked. Number 1, it's going to run and go 9. So not quite make it into melee with the Creeves, but be close. Oh, Creeves, you're getting bony over here. The other one, it's going to go 11. So same thing, 6 and then 3 more. And head to there. And she can't get into range, so it's going to run. It's going to go 9. Heading towards the elf. And she's the closest. Right, and that was the event phase. No one's in the graveyard. There's nobody to recover. So we're on round 2. Sun's getting low. Not any spots yet. Okay, so we need to kill everyone. Who wants to go first? I think the wizard goes first. She needs to do a bunch of murdering right now. Take a step over to here. She's going to cast her spell with 2 power this time onto this Banshee. 7, and she criticals, so she gains a power back. And this is 2d3 plus 1 now, and it doesn't ignore, it's like the ethereal doesn't ignore this. It's only 3 damage, goes to 2 because of the resistance. That could have been way better and actually blasted her. But then I shouldn't have actually moved first. I wanted to do that because it's my action, and then move in and stab the skeleton. Use her staff. She is not double, but still better. And she'll use her staff on a 7 and miss. Try. All right, fail. Pass that willpower check. You're running. Failed, so that's going to mean he panics. What happens? D6, a 4. If the model is able to hide, it must do so immediately. If not, treated as rattled. The model suffers disadvantage on all tests this round and keeps the panic token. Right, well, I guess we take a walk to here. We shoot our arrow, trying... Actually, we'll take a walk to here. Go a little bit further along so that she has to move again. Take a shot. Advantage now. So green will be the critical die. But we're in short range, so it's simple. It's on a 4+. We still hit with a 5. So D6 damage with the bow. That's going to be -2. It's 3 more. Kills it. Ethereal. So it goes in the graveyard. And we'll try and do an intelligence test. This is disadvantage, though. Do we try and go lucky just to gain advantage? I think we do. We use our lucky charm. Cancel each other out, but I'll lose my lucky charm if I don't roll this 7+. I got it. 7+. Building! 6 treasure! Sweet! So we'll put treasure within 3, but not in base to base. We didn't fail. That's Creebs. Let's search this building and see what's up. What's in the building? 7+ intelligence. Knock knock. We find something. Could be in that cottage. A 2. Dead return. It's a zombie. Oh no. Whoever's in that cottage is now dead. I guess that means we stab. This is our ancestral weapon for the first one, I guess. And it's a zombie. So we're hitting it. We're melee 4 on simple, which is an 8. So we do. So 4 + 4 is 8. We hit. D6 + 1 damage. So 6 zombies of resistance 1. That zombie is in the graveyard. I think we just start walking to their building. Let the skeletons come to us. Bye-bye. Heroes have all gone, so it is event phase. Any unexpected events? Yes, it will be 1. They came from the dark. All minions in the reserve pool immediately return to play. If there's no models in the reserve pool, this result has no effect. Okay, so they're only in the graveyard, meaning they don't come back. That's very lucky. I would have immediately had to recycle those guys otherwise. All right, starting with closest. This skeleton's going to attack our elf, Alessa. So Alessa's getting stabbed on a 7 and misses. Closest is this skeleton. He'll take a walk over here and attack Creebs on a 7 as well. Hits, damage, 6. Oh no. She's got 8 health, 1 resistance, so it's down to 5. But she gets beat up. Oh, she was +1 additional damage too because of her strength. She's super strong. All right, this Banshee floats over here and screams at our poor orc on a 7, short range. Hits, damage, just 1. So his willpower managed to shrug it off, and he doesn't have to make another test. This Banshee will float towards the elf, Alessa, and also scream at her. 7. Misses. Skeleton does a run move and goes 12 and makes it into melee. Oh man. And also attacks Creebs. 7 to hit. Misses. Would have been a critical too. End a round. She will regain a power. Go to 3. Spawn pool, but these folks go in the graveyard. Start around 3. Which hero wants to go first? Let's go with Alessa. She is going to try and punchify the skeleton. She'll need a 7 to hit with her melee of 3. And she gets it, and her staff does D3 + 1 damage, so 4 damage. It can't survive that even with 2 armor. We'll roll for the armor just to see what happens on 5s. Doesn't shrug any of it. So in the graveyard you go. Then she'll move into contact with the building to search it later on, and she's going to blast this Banshee for 2. Once again, she needs a 6 to hit, and she gets it, but no critical. And then it's 2d3 + 1 damage. That's going to be 4 damage, reduced by 1 to 3, and that'll blast that zombie into, or that Banshee to pieces. Action. And then it's Creebs needs to kill some skeletons. The ancestral weapon first, hitting on 4s. She gets it. It'll be +2 damage, strength plus ancestral weapon. That's going to be +2. It's 3 damage. Blocks 1 though, down to 2. And then she'll do her second swing and hit the other skeleton that's not wounded. On a 4, hits it, and then she could rage out for D3 strength, but she's not going to. She should just be able to kill this thing. 7, yeah, it just dies. Rolling a 1 kept that one alive. Take a breath to heal a point of damage. All right, you're doing pretty good. Fail. Don't fail this test though. You pass. All right, so you get to remove the token at least, which is sweet. Then you're going to move to here. You're going to search the token. Fine. 6, D6 gold, 4 gold, plus a potion or a scroll. We get a 10. Potion of strength, add 2 to your strength characteristic until the start of the next activation. Sweet. A sweet potion of strength. And then we'll shoot our bow into this this Banshee and see if we can kill it. We fumble and miss. Event phase on a 1. Nope, no event this time. So the skeleton in contact on a 7 will hit Creebs and miss, and then this Banshee will scream at our boy again and hit. D6 minus willpower, so -3. 3 damage. Oh, he's not feeling great. Another willpower check, morale check rather, to see if he passes. He's okay. All right, so spawn checks. The zombie's on 5s, the banshee's on 6s. So on a 5, nope, on a 6, no. Guard shifts over, and it's round 4. Let's start with the wizard. She's gonna make her check to see if she can investigate that building. She will fail on a 5. She'll spend a fate, I guess, to re-roll it. She needs a 6. She's got it. So we've knocked on the door. What's inside? 3. It's again a zombie. Comes lurching out of the building. And we'll just move back. We've used our action. Actually, we can just stab and then move. So we'll hit with the staff on a 7 into that zombie. And we miss. Do we want to fade it? Yeah, we kind of do, I think. Yeah. Got it with 8. 3 fate left on Alessa. +1 damage. 3 damage. Zombies have 3 health and our resistance 1, so doesn't quite die. Takes 2 damage. And she's gonna back up 6, heading towards the last building. Oh, and she should have an extra magic on her. Her power went up by 1 at the end of last round. Fail, you're going to take a walk over to here. 6. You're going to take a breath and shrug a damage. You're gonna Lucky Charm to take a shot at the you? Yeah, you. 7 will hit. And it's D6 damage. 4 minus 2 is 2 damage. Because she's resistance 1 and ethereal. It's Creeves. She's gonna start stabbing. Hitting with the ancestral weapon first. On a 4. Hits. +2 to this damage roll. 5 damage. 2 armor. Shrugs 1 of it, so 4 damage. Only has 1 left. Goes to the graveyard. Take a breath to shrug a damage herself for her action. And then she'll walk into contact with this building. Actually, does she want to do that? No, she wants to go this way. She wants to go back up. Fail, I think. The wizard can handle it. End phase. Nothing happens. Zombie's going to head towards Alessa. Brains. Actually, it'll run. +D3. 3. Oh, it makes it. Back into melee. That means it attacks. 2, so on a 7. Hits. Uh-oh. Zombies do D6 damage. 3, no resistance, so she'll take 3 damage. Ouch. Should have finished it off. And she just screams at fail again. 8 will hit, and it's D6 minus his willpower. 2, so he's fine. He's no morale check. Okay, well, let's see some spawning. So 2 banshees. Nope. 2 skeletons. Nope. And a zombie. Nope. Skeleton goes back into reserve. And it's round 5. Oh, sun's starting real low. Right, let's do this. Let's do some hitting of the first kind. So she's going to hit with her staff. 5 will miss. Does she care? Does she care? She wants to action on that building. She doesn't care. She's going to back away. And she's going to interact. Her staff gives her a 1 point of armor once per round. She actually shrugs a point of damage because she gets to block with the staff. So she only has 2 on her. All right, she needs a 6+ for an intelligence test. Normal test on this clue. To re-roll it, down to 2. 6+. Got it. What's in the building? 3. Another zombie. They're just everywhere. No survivors in this village. Brains. That means we immediately find the tomb. The evil tomb has to be 10 inches away from us. Place it over here. It was behind this wood all along, and there's a necromancer on it. And that necromancer has a friend who's a zombie. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Les is all done. She's also surrounded by zombies, which is not what we want. So let's start with... Do we just go ham with Creeves and just like go deep and try and start blowing this thing up? I feel like yes. She takes... No, she could charge D6. She's really far away from this, though. I don't think she can actually do it. She needs a... No, she's a 3+. She could do it on a 9. 3+. She gets a 2. She'll fade it, reroll that. Oh, she can't reroll that. Goes 8, and then she loses her take a breath, too. You suck, Creeves. Well, Mr. Half-Orc, fail. You're going to shoot your bow. I kill this first zombie. You're within short range, so it's on advantage. 4. Hits with a critical, so 2d6 damage, and it just dies, resistance 1. Fail just takes a breath then, and does a walk this way, heading towards the 2. We've uncovered what's happened to these poor inhabitants. Phase. Unexpected event occurs. What is it? 1 from the dark. All minions in the reserve pool immediately spawn. Oh no. Mountains. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 here. Banshees on 2 and 1. So right where I don't want them. Perfect. Here and here. We'll have the zombie go first because it automatically spawns next to the necromancer. As it goes first, what does he do this turn? 4. Summoning D3 undead models in the reserve pool automatically spawn. Then all undead models in the graveyard move to the reserve pool. So that's all that's going to happen this round, but that's not terrible. And then he does his magical blast at Creeves on a 7. Snakes misses. With the closest, zombie into Creeves. It's a hard attack because it's half her melee skill. Misses. The next one will do much the same. 8 plus 2 is 10, misses. A melee on a normal hits, and it's a critical. Oh no, 2d6. That's going to be 6 damage. Does she block 1 with her staff? She does. 5 damage. That still takes her out. She is knocked down. And that will put her at 0. She's got 6 on her total. This one takes a walk to go try and see. And then shouts. Plus to hit fail. Misses. Skeleton is going to go 10, so 8 plus 2. Running skeleton, ignoring Alessa right now, is going to go 8 as well. Go towards fail. Going to here. She's not in range, so she'll go 11. So to here. This Banshee will get into range, so she'll move 6 and then scream at Creeves. 7. Miss. Skeleton is going 12 and will make it into Creeves. Uh-oh. Held up. It hits. Normal roll. Actually, sorry, it's hard because it's only melee 2. 10, it needed a 12. That looks like everybody. Oh, man. All right, well, we'll spend a fate on Alessa down to 1. She'll stand back up with 1 health, but not in melee. Does this one zombie spawn? It does, right next to the necromancer, because he's a spawn point in the beginning. He's just pooping out undead. We have a clue marker from the grave site, and we've got 3 turns left. Sun's gonna go down next turn. 6. Bad guys on the table. Well, Creeves, it's time to do your business. I want you to kill everything you see right now. So first zombie, Creeves, with the ancestral weapon. Crushes it. It's D6 plus 2. That's gonna be 6. It's only resistance 1, so it kills 1. She'll rage the second attack on a 4 and hit. So it's 2d6 plus like a gajillion. So yeah, that's a bunch of damage. Resistance 1 kills the second one. But she's at disadvantage now for the rest of the turn. She'll take a breath to heal damage. He could chug his potion as an action. He's not going to, though. He's just going to try and run with Pathfinder through the woods and charge that tree. He's going 1, so 7. He can still do it. So he goes 3, 6, and then 1. He'll make it. Charging in with his sword. Melee 2, so he's only hitting on a 10. But he's plus 1 strength, which is nice. Let's see if I hit you with the sword. It'll hit. And then it's D6 plus 1 damage. That's going to be 6 damage. Resistance 1 with no armor. So 5 will kill him. Blam! The orc just cuts his head off. Not respawn. So he goes over there. I think we just take a breath of the wizard because her elven waybread means she removes D3. So she'll remove 3. And then she's going to try and get away from that everything. So she's going to go 6 this way. Because that zombie's pretty slow. Oh dear. Well, we haven't actually started hurting the crypt yet. Now it's the event phase. Unexpected event. Not this turn. It's going to start with the one in melee. So the skeleton on a 8, well, actually on a 10 will hit Creeves. Misses. Next closest to the zombie. Moves in to attack the orc. On a 7. Hits. D6 damage. 5. He's armor 1 and resistance 1. So he goes to 4 and then doesn't block the second one. So he is knocked out. And laid low. Banshee, sorry, this guy tries to run. He only goes 4, so he won't quite make it. Banshee Scream. This one into Creeves. Hits. D6 minus 3. 1 damage. Banshee Scream also into Creeves. Hits, D6 minus 3. 1 more damage. Oh, she's gonna make a morale check twice too. First one fails, so she's panicked. Or spooked or whatever. Second one passes. Banshee Scream, also into her. Hits. D6 minus 3. 1 more damage. And then her test. She fails. The crazy table for morale. 2. The model cannot perform an attack this round and cannot voluntarily move into engagement. Wow, she's already panicked. Let's run. First one's gonna go 10, 8, and then 2 more. Second one's also gonna go 10, 8, and then actually engage the elf. An attack on a 7. Oh, hits. D6 damage. She takes 6. The staff does not block one, and she's out again. Blam. Goes down. Only Creve remains, and she's got 2 health left. Oh no. We'll have Fail go to 3, and Alessa go to 0 to both stand up with 1 health. Can be in melee. Another one of these. And this is it, round 7. This is the last round where the sun's up. Last round we have advantage. We could blow up the grave this turn, though, if we're lucky. Well, let's start with Creeves. She's just going to try and kill everything she sees. So, kill that skeleton with the ancestral weapon. She hits. D6 plus 2. 7. 2 armor points. Blocks none and just dies. Zombies went into the reserve from the graveyard. Last round. Then she'll walk and try and attack the thing. Oh, she's panicked, actually. Was she even able to do that? Yes, she was fine. She lost her panic token. Or her shaken token. Sort of activation. Because luckily she failed that other panic test during the same game round. She's already gone. So she'll try and do this with advantage now. Willpower of 3. She passes with a 10. So she does D3 damage. She does 2 damage, 2 left on this grave marker. All right, Orca Clock, you're going to fire your bow into that zombie at point blank range on a 4. Hit, do D6 damage, 3 damage. It has resistance 1 though, so it has 1 left. And then you're just gonna walk and also try and consecrate this grave. You get it with an 8, D3 more damage, 3 more damage, and that's game. We managed to consecrate the grave, all the undead crumble. And the turn, what does the wizard do? She blasts someone with a spell. She blasts this Banshee. She hits at an 8, or 7 rather, and does D3 plus 1. That's 4. That'll kill it. This run thing, Alessa was completely out of fate. She could have died, but we managed to consecrate the tomb on round 7. So you're going to look at Blacklist Games' Lasting Tales, throwing down with the other 3 heroes from the demo rules. Now next week I'll do a full playthrough with 5 heroes and of course all the additional monsters and stuff that generates, so we can see how that plays, and that'll be it until the book comes out. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for more Lasting Tales. Till then, I'm Ash. How about gaming? I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.